This is video 1 of 8. When I uploaded these videos to my laptop, I counted 6 videos when in fact I had 8 videos. So on the first video I said it was 1 of 6, but it really was 1 of 8. So this will be 2 of 8. And I also said that we were on our way to Maggie Valley, North Carolina, and that's exactly what I was going to do. When I left Murphy Oil there in La Follette, I was headed for Maggie Valley. We're coming into Rocky Top, Tennessee. This city started out with the name of Coal Creek. Then when they built Norris Dam, they named it Lake City, and some entrepreneurs wanted to change it to Rocky Top because they were expecting to bring in some amusement or something. But that's been a while back, and as of today, I don't know that anything has transpired concerning that. So we're calling it Rocky Top. We would like to see something come in here because we just went over the county line. As soon as you leave Rocky Top going toward La Follette, on the outskirts of Rocky Top, you cross the Anderson County, Campbell County line. So this city is just almost on the county line of Campbell County. So we're on our way originally to Maggie Valley, North Carolina. And you can tell by the overcast, I was really surprised at the weather when I decided to do this video. In a way, I'm kind of glad it's overcast because you don't have the glare you get from the sun, but I don't know if it's upsetting the video quality for what it's intended to do. I did this video specifically for the fall colors, fall foliage. This tree there to the left, that's beautiful. So maybe it's going to work. This will probably be the only fall foliage video I'll do this fall. I wish that the conditions had been to the point where we could have gone across the Smokies. But as you will see when we get to video 8, the weather really turned nasty, and you could tell that the Smokies was completely socked in. So if I'd have gone, I could have gone across the Smokies, but if I did that, my video would have just been a video of fog, plus the moisture would have gotten onto the camera, and that would have not been good. Not that it would have hurt the camera because I have it in a waterproof container. I don't have it in the container that I could use it as a scuba diver. What I did was drill a hole in the side of it until I could run the power from my automobile to the GoPro. Because the most I've ever been able to get out of a battery is 45 minutes, but when I'm powering the GoPro from my automobile, that's not a factor. It will run as long as the SD card has room. But this camera has another function. You can run it continuous. A lot of the I think they do it over in the Soviet, or not Soviet Union, it's Russia now. Russia. Most of the people for insurance purposes, that's why you see these videos of all of these accidents. And most of them are coming out of Russia, because the people carry cameras on their dashboard. And if you have a GoPro, what you can do is you can have it like this SD card is 64 gig. There's a setting where I can have it to loop, and it will go until the 64 gigs are full, and then it will go back to the first and start overwriting. So you usually have about a 4.5 hour span of everything that happens while you're in your automobile. But I use it to the point to where if the SD card is full, it will quit recording. And I had figured that it wouldn't take 4.5 hours to get to Maggie Valley, North Carolina. But I'm not going to be able to do that this year. And when we get to video 8 in Pigeon Forge, those trees there are beautiful. You'll see why I had to discontinue this video. I have suction cups on the front windshield of the automobile, and when I do that, I can't operate my windshield wipers. A little later on, as we get near Knoxville, we ran through a few sprinkles, and you can see what I'm talking about. But there wasn't enough rain that would obstruct my vision, so it really wasn't a problem that my windshield wipers would not work with my GoPro on the front windshield. But once we get into Pigeon Forge, you'll see that the rain really kicks up, and I had to discontinue the video because there's no way that I could continue without using my windshield wipers. But if it hadn't been for that, I would have gone all the way across the Smokies. I had planned to go across into Gatlinburg, go through Gatlinburg, across the mountain into Cherokee, North Carolina, and then getting on the Blue Ridge Parkway and taking the Maggie Valley exit off of the Blue Ridge Parkway. But that's not going to happen this year. I may do a winter video. What I might do is go to Pigeon Forge, where I left off on this video, and do a video across the Smoky Mountains into Cherokee, and then get on the Blue Ridge Parkway, take the Maggie Valley exit. I might do that. Of course, all the leaves will be gone when that occurs. But you can see it's beautiful. We're having a beautiful fall. And as I've said before on the GoPro, I'm using the super wide setting, which things that are near the left and the right, due to the fisheye effect of the GoPro, things look elongated. And another thing it does, it makes your video look like that you're going 100 miles an hour down the road from looking to the left or to the right up next to the vehicle. But if you look out, see that car just came by like he was going 1,000,000 miles an hour. But it's an optical illusion. That's the only thing that I don't like about using the GoPro. But it's a trade-off, and you can't beat the quality of the video. It's it's so clear. And to get the clarity for high definition video, there's a camera that I'd like to have. I'll never buy one because I have absolutely no use for a professional camera, because I doubt if I'll ever do anything other than just YouTube stuff as I've been doing. But those cameras will record 60 frames per second in 4K. That's amazing. And with those cameras, you don't get a fisheye effect. It's all just clear, unadulterated video. But they're expensive. The editor that I have that I'm using is a Vegas Pro. Does a great job. It does everything that I need an editor to do. Right here we're coming up on a work crew. We're in Anderson County, and looks like they had a water main break. As we stop, you can get a pretty good visual of the foliage, which is beautiful. On a cloudy day, it's a little more subdued than it would be on a sunny day, but we don't have to contend with the sun's glare today. So I'm satisfied with how this is panning out. We continue toward Clinton. We have about 5 minutes left on this video. I'll say again, this is video 2 of 8. We have 8 videos in this series, not 6. But this series of videos will capture the complete trip to where we stopped in Pigeon Forge. When we get near Knoxville, we pick up a little rain, and you'll see the rain start to cover the lens of the GoPro. But once it quits raining, it dissipates pretty fast. I say lens cover, it's a waterproof container. It was designed by GoPro for scuba divers, but you can't use a power cord with it, and I knew I would never use it to scuba dive. So I cut a hole in the side of it until I could run the power cord from the automobile to the GoPro. And it gives enough protection that if you do get into a rainstorm, the water will not get to the GoPro. But you can't use it to scuba dive once you drill a hole in it. The cord, as it connects to the GoPro for the power, the end of it more or less covers up the hole that I drilled into the cover. So I'm satisfied with the way that's going to work. Other than that, I had a holder that I could use, but I had to use an external monitor on the back of the GoPro to use that. When you deal with these things, sometimes you have to improvise. But that's with anything. Anything you do, you wind up improvising. We're almost to Clinton. I think we get into Clinton before this video ends. This is video 2 of 8. And if you watch the first video, I said 1 of 6. Well, that was incorrect. I thought I had 6 videos, and I had 8. Excuse me. As we go around this curve and top over the hill, we'll be entering the city of Clinton. This video will end in about a minute and 50 seconds. It'll take me a while to get all 8 videos uploaded. I'll do them as fast as I possibly can. So if you've started watching them before I get them all uploaded, eventually I'll get them all uploaded to YouTube, and they'll be placed into a well, I can't even think the name of it. I'm having a senior moment. Playlist, I guess, where you playlist, where you can click and it'll open the playlist up and list all the videos that you have in that series. And in the case of this series, there'll be 8. From Murphy Oil in La Follette to a gas station where I pulled off in Pigeon Forge. But you can see the weather looks threatening. Those clouds are not thunder clouds or any kind of severe electrical storms or anything like that. It's just one of those gloomy days, and this was the day I had to pick. So, well, it's about to end. Video 2 of 8.